Do you know the internet thinks you look like Maine Coon cats and vice versa? And how do you feel about that?
The internet cat that I'm always compared to?
Yes.
The red cat?
Yes, they're pretty.
Fuck that shit. What the like, can't people figure out a better use of their fucking time? I mean, Jesus. I don't see it personally. Even my own wife sent me this thing. She discovered it, and, she said, look at this. Doesn't this cat look like you? I slammed the door right in her face. The fuck out of here.
Hey, welcome to Ohio.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks to finally have you here. Thanks to finally have this opportunity with you. We've been in the green room so many times over the years that I was like, can I get Ron so many times? So glad to have you here. Real quick, just like to open up with this. How did the path of acting develop for you? What pulled you into it?
Couldn't do anything else. Needed to find something to do that required no skill, no practice, no discipline.
Mr. Perlman, be at his table the rest of the day. Thank you very much.
I used to be able to pick the mic up better, too.
Again, you got a huge body of work, and not much I could say.
I have a huge body, too. That's
yeah, too.
These are the jokes, people. I mean,
Right, yeah, exactly.
I don't know who the fuck you've been listening to all day, but it's not going to get any better than this.
Real quick, the one project I'd love to talk about with you, because I was a huge fan of it, Startup. I really loved that show. I loved your character. I loved that performance, and I discovered it during lockdown. So I was just like, man, great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely on that. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. It's a wonderful series, wonderful cast, wonderful writing. And that's really all I got, really. I just wanted to throw that way, too. I'll go ahead and take care of this audience for you.
All right, cool.
All righty.
It was nice talking to you.
Absolutely, that's on you. Okay. All righty, folks. We'll do a line right here. Anybody want to come on up? And whoever has first gets 2 first questions. Yeah, I saw. All right. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Jake.
Jake, what do you want to know?
All right, so in Sons of Anarchy, you're married to Gemma. Was it weird making out with Katie Seagal when Kurt Sutter, her husband, was the producer?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Thank you. Don't forget that. There you go. Oh.
Turns out Kurt is a really kinky motherfucker.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Hannah, and I
Do you realize how many of us made out with her on that show? It wasn't just me. I was her husband. She had 15 other guys on the show, too.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and I was.
Wait, I'm not done yet. Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Hello, Hannah.
Hello. I was wondering, did you have any input on the character for Clay, or was it all Kurt Sutter?
The input on the characters that I play?
No, I'm sorry, on Clay in Sons of Anarchy. Did you have any input on his character or any of his lines, or was it all?
No. Aside from being a kinky motherfucker, Kurt really didn't give a shit what we thought.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Gene, from Comic Book Man. I just want to say I met Ron Perlman many years ago, and you called me my buddy. Hey, he said, hey, can someone take a picture of me and my buddy here? That is forever in my head, and thank you for being my buddy. That's it.
Wait a minute. Are you sure that was me?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like me.
I caught you at a good time.
No, it was great, buddy. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Good to see you, brother. All right. There you go. All right. Come on. Hey, what's your name?
It's Kirk. Yeah, based on my shirt, I'll ask a Hellboy question. Did you read any of the comics for the role, and did you meet Mike Mignola, and how cool was that?
So we did the movie in 2003. I think in the late 90s, 2003. So in 1994, I had a dinner with Guillermo, and he said, hurry up and finish. I have to take you someplace. And he took me to this comic book store on Sunset Boulevard in LA, and there was like a floor-to-ceiling statue of Hellboy. And he said, Hellboy, meet Ron Perlman. Ron is going to play you in the movie. This was in 1994. And I started laughing. I said, in what world do you think you can get a comic book movie made with me starring in it, you know, like? And it took Guillermo literally 7 years to get somebody to agree to let me play Hellboy. He could have made the movie literally 75 times already had he not been so determined to get me the role. And, but I knew that I would never, nobody would ever greenlight the movie with me in it because those are big investments. And it's not that I'm a shitty actor, although I am, but I'm not a movie star. I've never been a movie star. I'm just a character actor. And, you know, the studios like to bank on bankable movie stars. I get that, and I don't take it personally. So I deliberately stayed away from reading the comic books or finding out anything more about Hellboy because I didn't want to fall in love with him, only to have my heart broken by watching fucking Nick Cage, you know, do the movie. And then it wasn't until he succeeded in getting the movie greenlit where I read all the comic books and met with Mignola, and Mignola was on the set for the whole first movie. He was actually, you know, he did a cameo role in the movie. You know, we hung out, you know. And I got a first row view as to who Hellboy was, how he got created, what Mike was thinking, who he thinks he is and stuff. So it was phenomenal, but it took a while.
Thank you. Thank you. Great question. Hi, what's your name?
My name's Ryan. I was wondering, what was it like playing the Lich?
I don't remember. Have a good day.
There you go. That's right. Hi, what's your name?
My name's Liz. I have a very serious question. Do you know the internet thinks you look like Maine Coon cats and vice versa? And how do you feel about that?
The internet cat that I'm always compared to?
Yes.
The red cat?
Yes, they're pretty.
Fuck that shit. What the like, can't people figure out a better use of their fucking time? I mean, Jesus. I don't see it personally. Even my own wife sent me this thing. She discovered it, and, you know, she said, look at this. Doesn't this cat look like you? I slammed the door right in her face. The fuck out of here.
Hi, what's your name?
Lisa. Okay, I have.
What's your name?
Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
I have a question. Do you have any like dream role that you wanted to do or still want to do?
Yes.
And what it is?
I can't tell you. No, I you're gonna really laugh when I tell you this, but it's the only part I really ever wanted to play and never was given the chance. It is Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof. Would you like to see a little moment of Tevye, Ron Perlman?
Yes. Great question.
If there are any producers in the audience want to lose all your money, your shirt, everything?
Hey, what's your name?
Name is Sean. I was curious for Sons of Anarchy for your character Clay. If they were to make a prequel series of the first 9, who would you want to see play your character?
Timothy Chalamet. I think he would make the ideal Clay Morrow, don't you?
Hey, what's your name?
My name's Gian, and I was wondering, do you have any like favorite piece of dialogue that you've ever said from any character in your career that you just read, and then afterwards you're like, that was really cool, and I got to say that?
My favorite line was from Hellboy, and it was written specifically for me by Guillermo, and that is, I'm getting drunk with Abe Sapien, and I keep offering him another beer. And he says, I can't, my body is a temple. And I say, well, mine's an amusement park, here.
Thank you.
That's my favorite
Thank
line.
you. Hey, next one up. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Samuel, and my question's similar to his. Of all the movies and TV shows you ever worked on, what do you consider your best work?
I'm not a big fan of my work, bro, really. I don't really feel like I ever completely nailed anything. You know, I always feel like there's something I could have done better. You know, I'm the biggest critic, and I'm not being coy or, like overly modest or anything, but I think there's a lot of us that have trouble watching our own work, actors. We have a lot more fun doing it than watching it because we don't see it the way the world does, we can't be objective. So I'm always looking for the next thing to just, maybe one day I'll do something that I'll think is, oh yeah, that was pretty good. It hasn't happened yet.
Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Sam Tunney, and I had a question. You've played like a lot of roles, like you play both heroes and villains. Do you prefer playing, like, I wouldn't say heroes, but would you prefer playing like hero, anti-hero, whatever you want to call them, or villains more?
Well, I like characters who are interesting, and most interesting characters are flawed, and the very definition of an anti-hero is somebody who has heroic abilities, but he's very flawed in his wiring, in his DNA, and his destiny. And so, but he has to rise to heroic circumstances, so he becomes the anti-hero. I find those guys, I'm really drawn to interesting psychological behavior. And villains are always interesting psychologically because the reason why they became evil is because some really weird shit happened to them. And figuring out what that is and why they're the way they are fascinates me. So, but I get the same kind of thing if a hero is written that way, so I don't have a preference. I just like, I'm drawn to characters who are not black or white, but like, ambiguous.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What do you keep giving them? Are you
Candy.
really?
Yeah.
Where the fuck's my candy, bro? I'm sitting over here. No, forget it. If I have to ask, forget it. Forget it. It's over between us, but
Oh, right. Okay. All right. Hi, what's your name?
Hermione. I grew up watching the Hellboy movies, and I wonder, what was it like to act with all of that special effects makeup on?
It's part of the thing. I mean, it's like you're always in a costume. Sometimes the shoes pinch when you walk. There's always, there's always a challenge to what you have to put on in order to become the character. In the case of Hellboy, it was my 5th or 6th time doing that. Like my very first part was a caveman in Quest for Fire. That was a 4-hour makeup job. And then my second was the Hunchback in Name of the Rose. That was a 4-hour makeup job. And then the third thing was Beauty and the Beast. That was a 4-hour makeup fucking job. So they keep fucking annoying me with this fucking makeup, But I'm very proud of all those characters, and I'm very proud of Hellboy too. So whatever I have to go through to become that sort of slice of humanity and play him and spend time walking in his shoes, it's a small price to pay, It's a challenge, but, I was Hellboy. I mean, a lot of people would, give anything to be able to say that.
Right on. Thank you. Great question. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Matt. Hey, Ron. Sons of Anarchy is my favorite show, and we've all heard the rumor that Charlie Hunnam took the motorcycle that he rode off of set. I wanted to know, did you take anything off of set?
I took Charlie's motorcycle from his house. And he still doesn't know that, so I'd like to stay right here in this room.
Thank you, Ron.
There you go. There you
You're
go.
welcome. No, we all got bikes. We all got bikes. Some of us used them, and some of us didn't.
Hey, welcome back. What's your name?
I'm Hannah again, and I didn't have a question. I just wanted another piece of candy. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's a joke. That was.
You don't have a question. You're just here for the candy?
He was joking. The guy in front of me actually took my question. I wanted to know if you got to keep the cut for Clay.
Yes.
Did you? Okay.
We all did.
Did you? Okay. Was there any other props and anything else that you've been involved in that you got to take home, and like what was your favorite?
The company was kind enough to put together a very special box of things for me when I, met my Mr. Mayhem, as they called it on the show. So in that box was my gavel, my Rolex watch, one of the ashtrays that Clay was always smoking cigars. Well, we all got the cut, but those things that Clay had around him at the table were all given to me, and they were immediately went on eBay. No, they didn't. They didn't. I gave them away.
I was kidding.
All right, you're welcome. Hey, what you got now?
All right, so how did you get the opportunity to do all the UFC pay-per-view, the intros? Because every single one, you're on there.
Yeah, I don't remember how I got the first one, but then they kept asking me to do a second one and a third one, and now it's a thing where, Dana is like pretty loyal to me, Dana White, and so I have that gig. I've had it now for like 3-4 years, and it's cool because I'm a huge fan of the sport.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Jonathan. Hey, Mr. Perlman, thank you, first of all, for your help during the actor strike. You were very good during that. Thank you so much for that. And two, my question is, would you ever want to play Magneto?
Which one?
Would you ever want to play Magneto?
Would I ever want to play?
Magneto, the X-Men villain.
I don't know who that is.
He's an X-Men villain.
He's an X-Men? No.
There you go.
I mean, what? Hang on. What does it pay?
It's Disney.
Is it like 6 figures, 7 figures? Oh, fuck yeah. Faux show.
Yeah, it's just a helmet, so that's how's that. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Natalie. First of all, I want to tell I'm a big fan of yours. I always love to see you on screen, and it's such a delight to see you today and see your sense of humor and personality. It's overwhelming. And my question is, you worked through your career with so many different great actors like Selma Blair, Linda Hamilton, and Giancarlo Esposito, and others. And what actor is the most favorite for you to work with? What actor you like to?
Say it one more time. What actor is the most famous?
Yeah, what
That you like to work with? Who's been your best favorite collaborator over the years?
Oh man, I got to work with Marlon Brando. I mean, if you're an actor, he's Mount Everest. He's Zeus. He's on the top of Olympus. He's the acting god. And we didn't get along. He hated me, but I was right there, right next to him. And every actor in the world would say that would be their biggest thrill. Next to that was Sean Connery. Sean Connery, to me, was the last, and I hope everybody takes this the right way, but he was the last fully male movie star. The last. There have never been any since. They're all kind of half, whatever, It seems as though the studio thinks that women liked young boys to be their movie stars. So all you get right now are these like very kind of like gender confusing with a 5-day growth to make them look masculine, you know? Sean Connery was the real fucking deal, man. I mean, he was like...
That's great. Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Is that candy any good? Let me know, right?
Right, okay.
Let me
What's
know
your
if I
name?
want any.
My name's Chris, and thanks for all the shows and movies over the years, Ron. Did a great job. You look just like my best friend that I've known since high school, so I mean...
Good-looking dude, right?
Yeah. He still has his hair, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering if you had any memories, even though it was a short-lived part, from when you played Conan's dad.
Yeah, I said, oh, I'm in a Conan movie. Those things are guaranteed to make money. The thing made $40 on opening weekend.
Still a good part.
Yeah, thank you. That's not how I remember it.
Fair. Here you go. All right. Hey, what's your name?
My name's Nick. My question is, what brought it up was you mentioned Nick Cage. What was it like working with Nick Cage in Season of the Witch?
I dig Nick Cage a lot. Nick Cage is a like very, very interesting dude and a wonderful actor and somebody who loves to be an actor and he loves to be around other actors. So, you know, when you're in a situation like that, you know, the guy who's the number one on the call sheet usually sets the tone for what the experience is kind of going to feel like. And when you got a guy like Nick, who's the first one on set, first one, he doesn't hang out in his trailer and, you know, bust balls at the little fucking PAs all the time. He's the first one on set, the hardest working guy, but he loves to be an actor. And he loves to be doing it. So there's just nothing but joy around Nick. And I really dig that, really dig that. Makes it so much more fun.
Oh, right on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Sheila. I hope I'm not too gender confusing for you. I grew up on Beauty and the Beast, and it seemed like you and Linda Hamilton had a great chemistry. And I'm wondering how authentic that was and what it was like to work with her.
Who?
Linda Hamilton.
Oh, yeah. I love Linda. I love working with Linda. She was, I had a major crush on her, and so it was really easy to play, you know, like the love. Because it was fully happening, you know, and she once again, you know, an actress that I admired, thought she was tremendously talented, and very, very instinctive. And when you're working with somebody who you admire like that, you know, you feel like you need to bring your game up, and I just saw her 2 weeks ago at the Rhode Island show. We still adore each other. Beautiful, beautiful girl.
Great question. Thank you. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Yana. I wanted to ask, since you're not a huge fan of your own work, what is your like go-to movie or show just to kick back, relax?
What is my
Favorite TV show or a movie just to kind of, you're having a rough day and you need to unwind and kind of get out of your head?
Well, if I'm really, really needing to get in a good mood, I'll put on Turner Classic Movies because I love old black and white movies and I love the movies from the 30s and 40s. Those are the ones that just cheer me up. They're so sophisticated and so elegant and so, it was a different kind of time, the way, you know, people spoke, the way people dealt with their problems. They were like, they didn't wallow in self-pity, you know, and like, so those movies are so uplifting. And then the actors, you know, Cary Grant is my favorite, and Jimmy Stewart, and you know, Bogey, and all those. I mean, it's endless. William Powell, like Spencer Tracy, and then the women, Irene Dunn and Barbara Stanwyck, and they just, it's like being around a souffle. Everything is, you know.
Great question. Great question. Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Jacob. What?
Jacob, I'm really sorry for all the bad language.
I don't care. I already had to
I mean, I'm sorry and I'm not sorry.
What did you like about Pacific Rim?
What'd you say?
What did you like about Pacific Rim?
Nothing. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I had a great time on Pacific Rim, man. It was like, I loved those gold shoes, didn't you?
Yeah.
I loved my knife,
Did you find the shoe?
I tried to take them home with me, but the two guards. Very early on, when you start a new job, like, what kind of director wants you to stick with what's on the page and just perform that? And what director is looking for you to kind of like, freestyle, And it's all about the environment you're in, like whether you feel free to. I will say this, most of the time when I take a job, it's because I really love the writing, and I generally don't feel like it needs any help. So I learn the lines and I say them as the writer wrote them because they're beautifully put together, The language is great, sophisticated, smart. And every once in a while you'll see something that doesn't ring true and you'll ask if you can change it, and then you got to see what the guy who behind the camera is going to say, like, oh yeah, go ahead and change that. Yeah, I agree with you. Or like, no, keep it the way it is. But you're not the boss, the director is the boss.
Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Carlos. Thank you for coming to Columbus. My question is, at what point in your career, we all know character actors and we see them in dozens of movies or events or whatever, and we don't know their names, but you've played mostly a character actor your whole life, and yet everyone knows your name. At what point did you look at yourself and go, holy shit, I made it? And on the reverse, has anyone, like a critic, or said anything about any of your roles that really ticked you off where you wanted to pull out the Samaritan and use it on them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got into a lot of trouble for my big mouth. I don't know if anybody realizes, but I have a really big mouth. I mean, I say shit that, like people piss people off. You can't tell from today. Can you? Anyway, I did this movie a couple of years ago called Don't Look Up. And it was, Adam McKay was the filmmaker, and it was about an Earth-ending incident where an asteroid had a collision course with the Earth, and what we as a society do about it, right? And it had Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence and Meryl Streep, and a cast of just the greatest cast of actors I've ever been. And when it opened, the critics were finding reasons to find fault with it. Because, and in my mind, I mean, this movie was a real cautionary tale about how much we've taken our eye off the important shit because we're too involved with Instagram and TikTok. And everything comes down to like, you know, like, well, is it popular? Is it trending? You know, and that was juxtaposition of this life-ending incident versus how we process it. And I thought it was an important movie. And I thought the way Adam McKay ended up telling the story, which had tons of comedy in it and tons of great, you know, like satire in it, was fucking brilliant. And then these critics start finding fault with it. And I just got up and got in everybody's face. And I said, when are you fucking gonna be happy? Do you have to like take somebody's work and show how smart you are by saying how bad it is? Because that's what you're doing. You're just using, you're like, what are those animals that they're leeches, you know? They leech on to somebody who's actually doing something, and they feed off them to make themselves, you know, have a purpose. That's what these fucking critics were doing. And I don't remember your question, bro, but I'm on a roll right now. You know, I'm on a fucking roll right now. Let me have an amen. Amen. Yeah.
Well,
was that your question?
Yes, you answered half of it. And what role or what point in your life did somebody really piss you off? But the other end was, at what point in your career did you say, I've made it?
Only really, 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 really recently. Like, you get to be, I'm 73, and I think when I turned 70, people realized he's not gonna live much longer. And so we need to tell him that we're okay with you. You know, I mean, I'm starting to feel, and I'm being very sincere right now. Recently, I've been starting to feel very appreciated. You know, in a setting like this, where I'm meeting new people and in new communities, you know. I don't spend a lot of time in Columbus, Ohio, but the love that I've received today is just off the chain. And then the critics are starting to, you know, just give me the benefit of the doubt, even if I give a shitty performance. They go, yes, the great Ron Perlman, you know, like, and I'm going, wow, you know, is this my obituary? Is like, because they always say nice things about you after you're dead, you know? So very recently, I've started to feel really appreciated, and I like it.
Right on, thank you. All right, we got time for one more, so you're bringing us home. What's your name?
I'm Matt. What do you want to know? Hey, Ron. I'd like to ask, I know that quite a few shots of Hellboy movie were taken in Czech Republic, Prague. Right. What is your impression of the city, and have you ever since worked, for example, with Karel Roden?
Can you say that again? Can you tell me what he's asking?
Working overseas in Prague?
Yes, I'm.
With who?
What was it like working in Prague?
With who?
Working in Prague, Czech Republic, and with a Czech actor, Karel Roden.
Karel Roden?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He's a treasure. Are you Czech?
Yes, I am. You may see.
Well, first of all,
hear my accent.
First of all, we shot Blade 2 in Czech Republic in 2001, and that's when Guillermo first hired Karel to be in the film. And we just went, my God, this actor is amazing. And then when Guillermo knew he wanted to go back to Czech Republic because we had such a great time shooting, for Hellboy 1, he wrote Karel this big role. And he, once again, was, I mean, he's one of the greatest actors on the planet. And unfortunately, he's in a very obscure market where he's not in a lot of American movies or even international big movies. But he is a treasure, and he's the real deal. Yeah, I love Karel.
Cool. Before we go, boss, any projects on the horizon you're allowed to share with us?
Yeah, I got Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have this company. They made that movie about a Nike, Air Jordan. And the next movie that they have coming out, I'm in. It's called The Instigators. Matt and Casey Affleck are starring in that. And then I'm in this new series that will drop in February called Mr. and Mrs. Smith, based on the movie, and it has Donald Glover and Maya Erskine playing Mr. and Mrs. Smith, so I do one episode of that. And I got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. I'm actually, knock on wood, very, very busy. So yeah.
Right on. GalaxyCon 2023, this was Ron Perlman, and that was our time.